Hey guys, how's it going? So I'm back. I wanted to let you guys know that it's been 2 months now. So it is March 2nd. Last time I think my video was January 4th. In these past 2 months I got a dog. His name's Orion. That's its own story. But he's about 14 weeks old. He's here. I can't get him into the video, so another time. So today I'll be reading chapter 22. It's called Blue and Purple Eyes. So that one will be interesting, I believe. So here, I'll start. Some things are so fascinating. I could feel the heat rising inside of me. We sat on the train. The sun was setting and burning the left side of my body. River sat beside me, rubbing my knee rhythmically. I bet moments after he stops, I'll still feel his touch. Suddenly he asked me to close my eyes. With a sudden excitement, as if there was all this pent-up anxiety just waiting to flow over, I closed my eyes and all I could see was red and fine dots. I heard shuffling and the consistent shivering of the train. Okay, open them. I stared in amazement. I looked at her blue and purple eyes and I knew it was her. I know, it's amazing. He smiled with complete joy. I wrapped Frederick in my arms. Thank you. We kissed, and I love how I could feel him smiling. So, how did this happen? I drew circles in her fur and smiled. Well, the doc, he killed me and he brought me back, right? So I thought he could maybe bring back a small animal, and he did it. It was kind of a sticky process, though. You don't have to go into detail. I smiled and then I looked into her eyes. She looked the exact same. She's beautiful. Are you going to ever tell me? And then there's a little space that kind of leads into the next chapter, but here it is. Are you going to ever tell me where we're going? Now, if I told you, it wouldn't be a surprise. I smiled. With a kind of anxiety that shined in my eyes, we continued on our journey to my uncertainty. With comfortable silence, laughter, and true happiness. But deep inside I was aching. It's been too long, and I'm tired of waiting. Doesn't someone deserve to die? So this chapter has like a few little bits in it. I might have brought up the name Frederick before. I just remember having a really weird dream about an ex from when I was like 17 or 16, and there was like a lady that told me something, and her name was Frederick. Obviously, it's a dream. I don't remember any of it, but that's why there's a name Frederick, and then there's it's a female. And then I brought it up before as well. I have kind of that history of the rabbit where me and my sister are only pet outside of like having some fishes, specifically piranhas or Oscar fishes that my dad chose, or having little birds in cages. We never really grew up with any animals, but there was a time we got a little white rabbit with red eyes, and it died one day, so that was completely horrific. Probably the only time I've ever really truly dealt with death, to be perfectly honest. Most people that have died around me or near me, I haven't known them that much. But anyways, that's where Frederick comes from. Also, I have like a line. So when you close your eyes and you see red and like little dots, like especially if you're like staring into the sun, or if you like put pressure on your eyes when you close them. I always kind of like that experience when I was younger. So that's where that part came from. And then if I told you, it wouldn't be a secret. If I told you, it wouldn't be a surprise. I'm not too positive where that line comes from, but probably like something like Aladdin or something that I've heard before. And then also I had wrote about someone rubbing your knee and like thinking that moments from now you'll still feel it. I feel like I've had that sensation before. More again when I was younger than now, but just dating and things like that. And yes, this rabbit coming back to life. Obviously I can get deep into it and say, oh, like wishing that the rabbit didn't die, etc. But I just wanted the rabbit to come back to life. Later on, she'll make an appearance again. And then kind of ending it with, doesn't anyone deserve to die? I feel like growing up when I was starting to write and stuff like that, in one of my creative writing classes, I found that I enjoyed, or I felt like I was good at writing about death and making it look beautiful. I might have said this earlier on. I found it very hard to write about sex and making sex look like something it wasn't, let's say. Like, it just always kind of just turned into what it was eventually. But I always found it rather interesting to try to play with like colors and certain concepts of death. So the next few chapters, I will try to read them right now, but the next few chapters are chapters that I've read them a lot in classes, like not the creative class I was talking about because I hadn't written the book by then. So that's the dog barking. But in classes that I've had at university and things like that, so, or reading them to friends, I always found this chapter to be really interesting. So yes, that's the dog still barking. I think this will be the end of the video. There's no pictures, there's no movie reference to anything. I will make another one after I go walk him, and maybe I'll give you guys some more updates. Thank you. Peace. See you.